In today's Minute with Craig, I want to talk to you about cryptocurrency. Now, cryptocurrency is a lot like art, okay? Art doesn't necessarily have a value, but it certainly has a price. Very recently, a Monet was auctioned off at over $100 million, a record for a Monet auction. It happened earlier this year. Now, does that Monet generate revenue? Does it generate profits? Does it have a constant cash flow and income stream? No, that painting doesn't have any of those things, but that painting definitely has a price. And so when we talk about cryptocurrency, we need to really get this down between price and value. One of the things about buying stocks and bonds is that they're going to have cash flow streams, and you can figure out the present value of the cash flow stream using a discount rate, come up with a price, right? We have this kind of future cash flow price. It's a little different with crypto. With cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is a good example. There's really no expectation of future cash flow. Instead, we're really betting on expectation of future demand. We're saying that, okay, if the world more widely adopts a finite digital currency and it becomes more finite over time, then the price of that currency will inevitably go up. And so then the more people making that bet would be the more people purchasing that crypto asset, and it would push the price up. And cryptocurrency is interesting because in concept, the big picture of cryptocurrency, I think, has a pretty big role in the future of finance. And people will argue with me that I'm wrong, but I really do think that there's a place for instant digital transactions. There's a place where the blockchain works really nicely because the blockchain is a way of saying both anonymously, hey, user XYZ just bought my token. And so forever and ever, then we know user XYZ owns that token until later they sell it and then someone else does. So cryptocurrency is pretty cool in the fact that it is very public. We know what trades where, and at the same time, fairly anonymous. So it's one of the things I think that the future likes, that sort of transaction. So when you talk about crypto and you talk about Bitcoin, I think the big difference between talking about stocks and bonds is this difference between price and value. When you buy a cryptocurrency, you're betting that more people will buy it later, and you're betting that it will have more function later. It's kind of investing in the future. When you buy a stock or a bond, you're more often investing in the now, right? You're saying that this has a value today. So keep that in mind. I will caution that often you see cryptocurrencies as a pump and dump scheme or scam, right? I'm going to launch a cryptocurrency. It'll be really popular, and then I'll take all your money and immediately sell it. It'll tank. That happens more than not. So with new cryptocurrencies, always go in with caution, always go in with speculation, always go in making very, very sure that you're not just gambling your money away. But with more established cryptocurrencies, look for the use cases. Where can we use this product? Where can we use this technology? Where can we use a blockchain? And I think that makes an interesting conversation. And I'll end with this. When we look at how Bitcoin price goes up and down over time, and we contrast that to large and small company stocks, we do see there is a play to be made that a small portion of someone's portfolio in crypto is uncorrelated to the rest of it. And that's a very, there's a lot of math behind that comment, but in essence, you've got stocks and bonds kind of playing off each other like two yo-yos, and then you've got crypto flying over your head like a frisbee. Unrelated. Okay. So when we think about, does it fit in a portfolio? I'd say, yeah, 2 to 5% probably does fit in most portfolios, but you're making a bet on the future, and be very, very, very careful about buying something brand new, exciting, and sexy. More than not, it's probably a scam.